The Aran Islands. Immortalized in text by John Millington Synge in the late 1800s, the three islands exist today as an echo of the characters, backdrops, and chapters that Synge based on these rural islands. Originally sought after as a relic of cultural authenticity, supposedly untouched by modernity, the islands still manage to draw great crowds. Even in the off-season, visitors flood the largest island in search for something they consider lost in contemporary culture. Visitors are drawn by the very idea that captivated Synge: to taste a sincere cultural experience. See an island untouched by the world. But with a constant swarm of international tourists flooding the island, how can the Aran Islands be considered beyond the grasp of global influence? Although the islanders still speak Gaelic, how can we assume their cultural language isn't as international as the next? What are the visitors looking for? Perhaps this continuous global audience pays to see the islanders adapt to their landscape as if it were a performance.
A particular kind of a sort of Celtic lore. Irish culture, Gaelic culture, is full of what's called Dín Seanchas. It's the lore of place. There are times, if you talk to people who are familiar with local history and local folklore, and you travel particularly up the west, it seems as though every field, every rock has its own history. So, a large boulder on top of a small hill becomes the rock that Cuchulainn threw at somebody in the great battle. And so that notion, it has been traced by some historians or some folklorists back to the Celts, that the Celts seem to have a characteristic of being deeply invested in place and ascribing to place the kind of characteristics and qualities and forces and power that inform, in the deepest sense of the word, inform the individual who grows up there.